ladies and gentlemen, for Game 2. Into the land of Dawn we go. Max on the Paquito in the jungle, up against Hai on the Amon. Again, very similar in terms of how they can play this, but now there's a little bit more emphasis in that XP lane with Dairoth, a lane counter towards the Esmeralda.
It's not going to be as easy because when it comes down to it, Aura Fire, they heavily rely on being able to win those lane matchups. And in this particular game, of course, the Esmeralda is not going to have as much of a good time in the early game in that laning phase. But that might change when it comes down later in the game. But that depends on how far Aura Fire is able to push it and just, stave off that early game aggression from BIGETRON Alpha.
We talked about the utility of having a flex pick in your team, and the final pick, showing that there's a counter for Fluffy is very, very smart from BIGETRON, but will it be enough? Right now, it seems like BIGETRON, they do have the wave clear advantage. That Grok is very useful in that, in that aspect, but Hai is still being very aggressive. And we have a similar pattern here. Both analysts think that Aura Fire has it in the bag.
Tower prediction by Axe. As you can see, yeah, mixed opinions here. Sorizo jumps in on the Hai. Again, though, analyst shards. And Sorizo this time, he respects it. He knows that that damage is pretty crazy. So he flickers out. That's a big resource spent already before the turtle spawns. And he won't have it for the turtle fight.
He won't, and that's going to be huge. 19 seconds left on the clock here for that turret, but on the top side, Fluffy is receiving heaps of damage on top of already being bullied by the Dairoth. So not a winning lane for Fluffy at the moment, and honestly, I gotta say, really good setup for BIGETRON Alpha to force that retreat coming.
I mean, it's a lot of damage coming in because the combo of a Dairoth, again, with the burst of a Paquito, that is something you do not want to deal with. Aura will be the first to actually, quote-unquote, start the turtle, but BIGETRON, they are ready to respawn already in the wings. Will they go for a fast clear and risk getting jumped on by BIGETRON?
He jumps in with Wild Charge. That's going to be the Retribution battle again. Max wins it. Numenon Blast popped in by Moreno, actually. Stolen away from Godiva. Fluffy jumps in with the Falling Star Moon, able to get 3 members immobilized. Hai picks up first blood. Moreno is trying to look for compensation. A trade here coming in. He will be able to find it as he goes on to Godiva, looking for a double kill, 1 HP. But Godiva denies it away from BTR. 2 for 2 because BTR were able to take the turtle.
2 for 2.
I'm not sure if that's worth it, though. We do see that in the bottom side, though. The side lanes, right? We keep talking about Aura Fire and the strong side lanes, and now they're having a tough time in both those side lanes. And so BIGETRON, they might be on to something right here. Max is on the killing spree, so he can be a lot more aggressive. And Hai, trying to get that early power spike, goes for the mystery shop as usual. Of course, Kabuki and Fluffy being able to farm up will be significant for that late game situation. So they go for the Avarice. And we'll see if Aura Fire, if they're planning to keep being aggressive, or maybe in the mid game, they're gonna maybe take it chill as there's a fight 1v2 on the top side and Fluffy gets the gold buff.
Good dodge though as well. Fluffy was able to dodge away from the Abyssum Strike and he secured the gold buff for himself.
That's huge for him. That's supposed to be a lane that he's supposed to lose, but actually, Fluffy is actually still able to make it out alive there. So very interesting right now. We do see that things have started to slow down, but I might be wrong. Kabuki already popping that ultimate to clear the lane, realizing he is going to lose in terms of that range. I think that is the beauty of the Melissa in that particular area, knowing that who has the largest range without the Beatrix?
Yeah. Melissa, very, very good in that gold lane, but Aura Fire are playing it really well. Kabuki is roaming towards the mid lane, actually, to collect gold as well. So you can see the funnel as well already happening for Aura Fire. As Key is going to be caught. Has the wild charge, though, to get out. Not really enough threat from Aura Fire to take him down. BIGETRON Alpha uses that information to secure the top side pressure, but now Moreno is going to get collapsed on. It does seem like both teams are going to look for the pressure up top. Max in that bush with Sorizo, jumps in onto Facehugger. Knockout strike comes in, but Numenon Blast was popped in. Oh, a 3-man! Numenon Blast coming in as now the Falling Sound comes in. Max can get taken down. Sorizo in the midst of it all, trying to deal the damage, but he will fall as well. A double kill picked up by Aura Fire onto the hands of Fluffy.
Beautifully done by Aura Fire now that 2 members have been taken down from BIGETRON Alpha, and that being the Retribution holder of all people. Aura Fire is going to be at ease to get this, and perhaps even without the Retribution. Better save it for later, as that buff is about to spawn. It does seem like Hai is eyeing that for now, but Max already very quick to that area.
By the way, speaking of how the game is developing right now, you can see that if you take a look at the items, Kabuki is doing really, really well as far as farm. He has actually 500 gold above Marky, and I think that's because the gold in the mid lane is essentially being funneled towards him. Because Facehugger, he's playing very much for utility, and you've seen that again and again, Kabuki will just blazing duet the wave and then move to get farm in that middle side of the map. So that's an interesting playstyle that I don't know, I didn't expect for much from Aura Fire, but so far it's been working out.
Very well for BTR. Melissa already getting the Wind Talker right, but again, Aura Fire playing it really smart as well. Sure, they have been able to get the better team fights, better pick as well, but Kabuki has been getting gold, farming really efficiently as well. He's gonna get that golden staff very, very soon. As Key pops in that Guardian's Barrier, he's looking to put more pressure on the bottom side. But again, Aura Fire with a proper response in that bottom side. Key goes in for the damage, Wild Charge comes in. Key almost taken down. Moreno looking for the kill onto high. Pops in that Endless Shards as well. He has it, but wasn't able to get in range to use the Endless Shard. Meanwhile, top side, Fluffy taken low. Max gonna be able to secure the kill. And that's a good trade for BIGETRON Alpha, 1-for-0 up top.
1,200 gold advantage though still for the side of Aura Fire. And when it comes down to map pressure, things are still quite equal depending on both of their setups. Aura Fire, they do still have to be careful of the playmaking potential that he can have with the Wild Charge. As you can see that they are going to start grouping up soon around this next turtle that is going to spawn.
I wonder if BIGETRON Alpha going to try and shut down Fluffy, right? They seem to be spending a lot of time making sure that Fluffy has no room to maneuver. And maybe their plan is to use Sorizo as one of the big pressure tools in the later stages of the game. But with the Cult Altar in place, I would think that BIGETRON would rather shut down Kabuki instead, because they can survive long enough with the help of that altar. But the damage will actually be something that BIGETRON needs to deal with later on. Right now, the turtle is the next objective, and Aura, they are trying to make a play here, but BIGETRON force them away.
Godiva is caught, Wild Charge popped in. Godiva still able to survive with the Cult Altar, silenced in. Another Cult Altar popped in from the side of Moreno, surviving high, jumping in again, dealing the damage with the Blazing Duet coming for the Black Lions, but Marky with the go away is able to sustain. Max picks up a double kill. Fluffy still joining the team in that mid lane. Conceal popped in. Key does not have the Wild Charge just yet. They want to go for the siege onto the tier 1. They will be able to pick it up. Very good objective conversion as BTR look for the next objective. The turtle is up for grabs.
Beautiful zoning as well from the side of BIGETRON Alpha. You could see that even if they didn't and were unable to utilize that Wild Charge in the prolonged team fight, you could see that the presence even in from Key was able to push Aura Fire out, and so they were able to get that objective in that mid side. It's insane because Kabuki didn't deal too much of damage with his Blazing Duet.
It's still very early on in the game. Look at the damage dealt by Axe for Kabuki. It's all the way down there, but so is Max, because he has not been participating in the bulk of the big skirmishes, right? I think the key here for BIGETRON is the target selection. Early on, we saw that they committed everything to try and take out Facehugger, but he's a utility player at this point. So if he doesn't get taken out, he pops the altar. That's just a bad situation where Aura can re-engage. But when they jump onto Godiva, the one that usually counter-engages, I was gonna say, yeah, there's more chance, but Max, talking about not doing as much damage there, he just deletes Fluffy. He is not having a good time at all.
Speaking of damage, right, we were surprised with High's damage in the first game, but here, how he was able to deal that much damage is explainable this time, right? Because
right, yes.
It's the Dairoth using the second ability, shredding the armor, so that Max can deal that much damage with the penetration that he already has. Now, Godiva with a Nuke Blast, able to get no one. Key with the power of nature as well. Moreno pops into Cult Altar, looking for the dive onto Facehugger. Moreno losing out on his life. Gonna be brought back in. Wild Charge comes in and the collapse as well. Falling Simon in the back lines, but the goal away from Marky is there. Now Kabuki though, he jumps in with the Blazing Duet, wiping them out in the back line with the help of Facehugger. Max still alive. Godiva goes in for the stun. Gonna be taken down though. He's unstoppable. Max coming in again. Oh my God! Max comes in, turning the fight around again. It's Max.
Oh my God! That was insane! Aura Fire initially with the upper hand, but Max says no to that. I thought that would have been a great play from Godiva. He tried to stun BIGETRON Alpha there, but that instant turnaround with the knockout strike, the damage that ensued from it, and now additionally with the BOD. Remember, Max has the most gold on his team, so he is going to be able to itemize for damage as BIGETRON, with no effort whatsoever, is going to be able to get the Lord.
Talking about Aura Fire not respecting BIGETRON Alpha, put some respect on Max's name, man. How many people does he need to knock out for you to actually respect his prowess in the jungle? My God, what was that?
Oh man, I mean, just to add salt to the wound, Godiva was recalling before that play.
He was.
Chorizo though, again, coming in, trying to bait high. High notices something's wrong here. The Paquito's missing, the assassin. Max currently is basically an assassin, right? On the killing spree emblem. I'm pretty sure he has full damage items as well. No defensive whatsoever. And take a look at his just statistics here. 33% win rate. You do not expect him to make these kind of plays. I don't know what happened to Max. In just a week, Arashi, he's improved so much.
He's had a training arc and he's now a completely different player. He's just doing so well. All the critique about him not being able to make plays happen, being too defensive, not valid any longer. Aura will be able to clear the Lord right now, but BIGETRON, they have taken all the turrets outside of the base turrets. Aura Fire will be kind of locked in their own base, but whoa, the bottom side though, Kabuki makes a solo play going for Chorizo.
Oh my God, Miracle. The damage, Chorizo instantly taken down with the Blazing Duet, but that is going to be a resource spent. And we can see that all three lanes already are pushing in favor of BIGETRON Alpha. 4,000 gold lead, map pressure as well. And I gotta say, everything that happened and what put BIGETRON Alpha back on the map is gonna be none other because of Key with that wild charge. I think Aura Fire did not expect that play from happening. And everyone was able to work on the back of that insane play.
Key with a great engage, no surprise there. But now Kabuki, he has the Wind of Nature and he has his main power spike items, the Demon Hunter Sword and the Golden Staff. So his damage with the Blazing Duet is now no longer negligible. And we saw this in the first game. When you have an assassin doing really, really good, that's great and all. But Max 7-1 and 0, later on in the game, will start falling off. He won't be able to dish out that damage, at least without being contested. So we'll just have to see how that plays out and how BIGETRON can abuse that damage as it lasts for now.
The damage disparity is quite evident though. I mean, the gold disparity is quite evident. We can see that, okay, the Kabuki is catching up and that is great. And we'll see how that plays into effect as, oh my God! Fluffy!
Gone.
What?
Now you see him, now
Reduced
you don't.
to atoms, bro.
He's a I wanted to rhyme Max and magician. Couldn't do it. He's a magician, though.
He's a Mexican.
I don't know. Oh, man. That was such... again, the damage. You can
That's
see
not
from the
good.
items, right? Thunder Strike, BOD, Melvic Roar. 2 penetration items on top of the Terrify. If Chorizo jumps in with the second ability, too, you're not going to have a fun time as anyone in this game for Aura Fire. And because they have a one-man advantage, they go straight for the Enhanced Lord. Aura Fire can still turn this game around. Key taken low. Godiva going to be chunked as well. Chorizo jumps in onto high, putting the damage onto him as that's a free Lord. Uncontested by Aura. Good barrier, locking Godiva in place there. But just an emote from Key.
That was
Marat's emote.
a scary situation here for Godiva, just caught out there. And with that advantage, though, they are able to get the free Lord from the side of BIGETRON Alpha. And as we mentioned, if they can maintain this kind of control and not let Aura Fire get a moment to come back, right? They need to watch out right now for Kabuki. He is one of the main tools that Aura Fire can use to decimate that back line. And of course, the longer the game goes, the more the gold laners are gonna be the main damage dealers. Right now, Max can still compensate and deal enough damage for his whole team combined. Later on, that will no longer be the case.
Conceal though, popped in, Enhanced Lord already able to dish out a lot of damage there. Oh, Buffy again disappeared, and Luchard coming in Key with a wild charge and the collapse. Max comes in, picking up a legendary. Kabuki in the backlines with a blazing duet. He's gonna have his Cold Altar pop. Max trying to deal the damage once again. Kabuki with nature still surviving, but Max picks up another victim. He goes for a triple. He's looking for a maniac, but they will just end the game again on top of Max's play. BTR clean sweeps Aura Fire.
The unthinkable, the unimaginable has happened here in week number 6, game number 2, as BIGETRON Alpha finally stepping up, looking in shape, winning against Aura Fire, the team that has been insane. Taking number 2 in the standings, but to BIGETRON, that is no longer a factor. Key, once again, the formidable force in BIGETRON Alpha, the key to success once again. And this is an upset victory against all odds, against the audience predictions. 82% to how many percent?
Yeah, you don't even need to look at it, you know? It's an upset, you know it. You know it's an upset. It wasn't an upset for me, though.
Of course not.
2-0, 2 BTR talent prediction by Axe after the draft. I got it in the bag, Arashi. Take that, analyst. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure. Wait a minute, hang on.
You and a Wawa, it's not just you.
Okay, well, I mean, I was wrong. I'll take that.
Oh, that's fire. Oh.
Oh!